Hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm Carlene. We've got 2 kids and a dog, and 6 years ago, we bought this house.
After 6 years, it's still nowhere near finished.
Oh, God.
We had a crack at reality TV with plans to finish the Reno.
That was not a huge success.
We walked away with $10,000 for over 3 months' work.
So, after 6 years, we're still renovating.
Slowly. So now we're going out in search of great design ideas.
We're looking for inspiration.
We're helping others put their renovations together. They got their work cut out for them.
And learning a few things along the way.
And hopefully, we'll find the balance between business, family, and finally finishing our dream home.
Today, Carlene had too many commitments to leave home base, so I'm flying solo all the way to Perth to see how they do things in the West. Our special WA guide is Natalie Bowen, whose company, Indah Island, have found their own niche amongst the pimped out pads and modern masterpieces over here. Coming from a family in the building industry, Natalie has made her mark designing and decorating in a certain style. More about that soon, but first, Natalie takes me through one of her project sites in Subiaco. Wow. Well, it's everything I expected. It's the high ceilings, all the ornate details.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, once you start getting a gist of how we're going to flow all this house and renovate and pull it all together, it's amazing. So the brief was really to keep everything as it was, but to really look at the flow of the home and how we could better utilise the spaces and then extend and renovate out from there.
Natalie was approached by the owners to renovate this 1930s Federation-style house. Being heritage listed, the facade will remain intact and restored to its former beauty. Inside, the spaces are being opened up and modernised. Natalie also hopes to restore as much of the inside character as possible. You know, you've got ornate ceilings, all the mouldings, all the archways, all the old fireplaces. So, it's really refreshing to see that they're going to try to restore all those, or restore as much as they can. And that was definitely the first thing that hit me. Another reason these owners were drawn to Natalie is her reputation in designing and decorating in classic American style. This is often referred to as the Hampton style. But there's more to it, as Natalie explains.
Look, a Hampton style is quite a cliche thing right now. It's really a classic American. The Hamptons is a couple of hours outside of New York, and it's where the rich and fabulous go for their summer holidays. But the great thing about it is it's got a very airy, comfortable, homely feel to it. So that's the sort of feel that I like to bring into a home, is to have it very comfortable, but looking beautiful.
Natalie is one of the best in Australia working in this style and adapting it to our tastes. Yeah, I'm really excited that the owners have decided to go with Natalie and with a Hamptons and classic American style, which I like and Carlene will love. So it'll be exciting to bring Carlene back and show her through the entire house. Now, obviously, looking at this, there's a lot of work to be done.
Yep.
What's your time frame?
Okay, so we'll complete this in 4 to 5 months.
4 to 5 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all about the scheduling.
So the thing with renovating houses that are over 80 years old is you're bound to hit some sort of issue regarding timber rot or, structural damage. They haven't seen any of that yet, and that concerns me because I'm worried that it's pending. I'm worried that something's going to happen. I'm just concerned that there's been no drama this far. I was very interested to see what Natalie was going to do with all the windows and doors. This place is over 80 years old, and it's going to be very difficult to match what's existing with new. So when Nat said she was actually going to go to the showroom today, it was an opportunity that I wanted to look at and just see exactly how they were going to try and match those in. Okay, Natalie, what are we looking at here?
Okay, so we're using a lot of this product throughout the whole home.
Do you manufacture this all on site?
We do, absolutely. Everything's made right here at our facility. We have a really beautiful modern facility, but we still use all the old craftsman's techniques to make sure that every product comes out in exceptional condition. We can do all of our products out of cedar. We can accommodate other timbers if our clients request, but we find that cedar works really well in the Australian climate.
Do you ship to Queensland?
We do. We work right around Australia.
I might be calling you up on that.
Let me know, Michael, if you need anything for your house.
One of the coolest products that I saw there was a sash window that the whole sash pulls out and they can be cleaned or they can be painted without actually needing to go on the outside of the building. So, I was pretty excited to hear that they were actually going to use that product in this project.
With our system, we're one of the only companies that are able to do this beautiful, traditional, classic style detailing, so you can really get the look that you want.
And that's why I love using these guys, because, the Hampton style or the classic American is all about the finishing detail.
That's right.
And it's that tiny bit of detail that makes the huge difference to the whole project.
Speaking of details, Carlene is at home going over some of the material selections that need to be finalised for our place very soon.
We've made a lot of progress on the house and we're down to the time where we need to lock in all our finishes. So tile choices, wall colours, wall cladding, the whole works. And I'm trying to do it all today because I have just been trying to fit it in between other jobs, but it needs some really solid attention. We've been waiting a long time for this, so I don't want to get it wrong. They're big decisions, and decisions that are involved in renovations are very difficult to change and they're very costly. So I'm trying to give it the attention it deserves amidst a million other things.
After the break, we head back to Subiaco together.
Wow!
There's high times at our place, and later, you won't want to miss this reveal. Welcome back to Ready Set Reno. I wanted to show Carlene this house in the West, being brought back to life with some classic American/Hamptons flair. I brought Carlene back to Perth to show her through this project. It's a job that I think she'll like. And I, for one, are interested to see how much progress is being made. Hello. Hi, guys. How you going?
How are you?
Hi, good to see you again.
Hi, good to see you again.
Nice to
Hello.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
This is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's great that you brought your better half back.
I know. I'm excited to see what you've done.
Yeah, well, come through. I must say that not a lot's been done, but we
really?
can explain all of that as we go through.
Okay, let's
so
have a
come on
look.
in.
I am loving this house in Subiaco. It's got so much history. There's red brick galore. It's got a beautiful facade that looks like it's in original condition.
Wow!
Red brick for days. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Good bones to work with.
Very good bones.
What's happened, though?
You're gonna look at me.
Nothing's changed.
We've had a few issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah. From the last time that you were over and you saw it, which is great actually because you get to see it in its rawness right now.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. So we've had a few heritage listing issues, a few compounding issues.
Well, that's renovating for you, isn't it?
It is renovating for you. So, we always expect the unexpected, and when it all comes off and then we all go in, we can see what it's like. So, Carlene, how about you and I go and talk interiors and all the fun stuff?
Yeah, good.
Okay, come with me.
Just go get my hands dirty at the back.
So this actually used to be their original main bedroom.
Oh, okay. Natalie's known for creating beautiful classical Hampton style interiors, but this is a Federation home, so it's not on the coast. It's not typically Hamptons, so she's going to have to work her magic in incorporating both those styles.
So I thought I'd jump back on the tools to give Natalie a hand to get this project back on track. So I went up the back and did some earthworks, did some whacker-packering. And I even found time to make a little sandcastle. This is where the princess is. And the prince is going to come and rescue her.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's very good, Michael.
Look at that masterpiece.
Just finishing it off, actually.
So creative, Michael.
Yeah,
And it's even got a flag.
it does.
You are the details man.
Right. But in all seriousness, like, what is happening out the back here?
So this whole wall is coming out to about another metre in front of us.
I'm hoping that all the delays on this build are out of the way, and it's smooth sailing for Natalie to the finish line, and she can get it done in time.
Famous last words. Coming up, will the Subiaco project sink or swim? And like any good captain, Natalie steers us in a new direction as she gets to work on her own home renovations.
And it just sort of occurred to me that, my God, I need to do my house the way that I wanted to do it.
Back at our place on the Gold Coast, we're seeing huge changes with each step and loving it. Today, our external cladding is being painted ultra deep black from the Resine range.
This dark colour isn't for everyone, but we love how it will allow the house to sit comfortably in its bush setting. I can't wait to see this when the scaffolding comes down.
Over on the West Coast, Natalie is getting busy too, but this time it's on her own house.
For so long I've been doing other people's houses and chatting to Michael and Carlene, and they were talking to me about where we lived and the house and the style, and it just sort of occurred to me that, my God, I need to do my house the way that I wanted to do it.
Sounds very familiar.
We also juggle projects, but our main goal is finishing our own home. And when the time is right, you need to go hard.
So we're in Mindarie today, frightfully hot day. It's 41 degrees in the shade. We're lucky we are on the coast, but given that there's not a lot of breeze happening at the moment, and we've got loads of trades here.
Mindarie is about 40 minutes north of the Perth CBD. Natalie purchased this place a few years ago and has already created some major transformations inside.
You know, it's been a dream of mine. I do a lot of houses for other people, so this particular house was going to be my baby, and I could really go mad with whatever I wanted to do.
And now it's time for the exterior to get the same treatment, with a new pool, a new outdoor area, as well as some new cladding and fencing enhancements.
Scott from Frio Stone is out to help with the paving selection around the new pool.
Being a Hamptons American classic style, I want something that's got a lot of longevity to it.
Yes.
Obviously, it's quite it's hot, so we want something that's a little bit cooler. So with the Ibiza, like, how is that going to work in this area?
Yeah, that's what we call probably the mid-range. It's certainly longevity is not an issue. It's been in the ground thousands of years already. The product you've chosen, it's quite cool. It has its darker tones in it, which will warm up, but it's quite cool overall. You can actually walk on it, unlike, say, our granite, which is very hot.
Well, a lot of people also ask me about, being porous, like
Yes.
a product which is a natural stone. Does it
Yeah.
need to be sealed? Can it be resealed? You know, that's always around a pool. People always say,
Yes.
is that going to be a problem?
Yeah, my personal opinion is how we make it, how it leaves us, is fine. My recommendation is not to seal. The main reason it comes into it is if people are trying to get a more enhanced or a wet look or darken the stone as offered.
Yes.
Sounds good at the time, doesn't always hang around long term with the sun breaking down the paint. So
Yeah.
my advice is when you're selecting a stone, select how you like it looking raw.
I keep gravitating towards the Ibiza, I think, because it is such a beautiful natural product and it's got lots of colour
Yes.
and grain through it.
It's like our secret sauce, the quarry, not everyone's onto it. Some have
Ah,
similar
awesome.
silvers and
Yes.
some have earthy tones, but we've managed to find one that's right in the middle, and that's why it's definitely very popular.
We'll be back to see the progress. Meanwhile, at our place, it's another big day, the scaffolding drop.
With any build, the scaff drop is a momentous occasion. You really get to see the true shape of the house. What a sight. Days like this is why we do what we do.
From our black facade in the east to white and blues in the west, Natalie has made some progress on her house as well.
Oh, this looks fantastic.
A new fence has really enhanced the street appeal. The guys from Fence Spot have replaced the dated wrought iron with a powder-coated aluminium fence. This ticks all the boxes for Natalie, maintenance-free, pool safety compliant, and adds another layer of white to that Hamptons look. And on the facade, Natalie is using James Hardie Scion linear weatherboards to transform that brick and render into a coastal feel and a classical Hamptons look, as Jake explains.
The Scion range is a composite fibre cement. One of the benefits to it is that you can very easily counterbatten over masonry over your brick here and achieve that, that coastal look, that Hampton look, using our Scion linear board, our Wisteria board, matrix, or also the Axon as well.
Yeah, so really interesting that you're talking about it going into masonry and into bricks, because WA is also really renowned for obviously, the old traditional brick and tile, not like the East Coast with timber framing. When we're starting to step by step come a little bit further.
Yep.
So have there been a lot of call for, the facades and the products that you guys actually do install?
Oh, look, absolutely. We're starting to see a bit of a trend happening that way, and it's probably been happening in Perth now for probably 3 or 4 years.
Oh, great.
We recently had an expo where we had a lot of people coming through. We had all of our Scion cladding products on display, and the amount of people that were asking, can I put this over my brick, over my rendered look? So I think people are wanting to sort of go from having a really nice looking house to a really wow looking house.
Yeah,
with creating that sort of line detail that you can get with the linear boards, with the weatherboards, etc.
Out near the pool, Doug from Illusion Landscapes has a design in mind to work for this windy coastal environment.
With the design we did up, it's a lot more paving and as green as we can get it, but it'll be totally different to, let's say, a Del Peak garden, where we haven't got that wind and the sea air and everything like that.
Yeah,
so.
and you guys are the experts in that area because you kind of know about the plants and, like I know fabric, I don't know plants, so
I know nothing about fabric.
So we're a good team when it comes to that.
Doug will be installing this very cool reticulation system from Reese called Skydrop.
It's a retic controller that works on the weather rather than time-based for each station.
This system connects to your Wi-Fi network to access real-time weather data, so it can adjust the watering to suit. Welcome to the future.
Well, back at our place, the forecast indicates rain, but we're well used to it by now and need to push through, as the PGH bricks are coming special delivery via ABC Brick Sales. Rain, hail or shine, these guys are coming through with the goods. These bricks will be a huge feature. We'll be cladding this 2-storey office and rumpus with bricks from different batches to get some awesome colour variation. If we get it wrong, it'll look patchy. So we're in the hands of these guys to show us the way. There's one more delivery due today. The mortar arrives from the White Cement Company and stacked up ready for the brickies. That's it. I'm calling it a day.
Up next, we head west to see the big reveal. But will Natalie be ready for us?
Hey Nat, how you going?
Welcome back to Ready, Set, Reno. It's reveal day in the West and Natalie has invited us to her house in Bindari.
Hey Nat, how you going?
How are you?
It looks amazing, but not quite what we were expecting.
When we arrived in Perth, we were expecting to see Natalie's Subiaco project. So we were surprised when we turned up at her house and found this beautiful finished product.
Incredible. But this is not why we came to WA.
I we came to see Subiaco.
Yeah, look, Subiaco, we've had some massive delays. I think last time that you guys were here, we'd had some delays at that time as well. So there have been more delays on that. But, you always have some issue.
Oh, we know about delays.
If you don't have something wrong within a build or a renovation, there's something wrong,
So Natalie took the opportunity to show us another renovation that they've been working on, and it happens to be her own house. So this home looks like it really epitomises your style. How do you describe it? Classical, Hampton?
Yeah, look, it's a little bit of everything. It very much features more of the Hamptons classic style, but obviously because we are on the ocean, it's got a little bit of beach feel to it, but very classic.
This is the style that clients come to Natalie for. It's what she loves and it's what she does best.
As you'll be able to see as you go through, there's lots of areas that people can actually come in, relax. There's always seats and somewhere for somebody to sit down.
So many seats. I've never seen a home with so many seats.
Yeah, so, again, a house has to be a home. It can still be beautiful. Yeah. And again, that's really what I try to do, is really to bring in that beautiful classic look, honing in on that Hamptons, coastal, classic, forever traditional look.
There are so many beautiful layers here, all working together to create that classical style. Natalie works closely with suppliers to source pieces from her favourites. One World Collections, Xavier Furniture, Lincoln Brooks, Rustic Charm, Villa Maison and more. Did we say there is a lot of furniture here? I love the layered homely feel.
I find more than ever our homes are quite sparse,
Yes.
and I love that you're a woman after my own heart, how layered this house is.
Yeah.
And I tend to have little vignettes everywhere throughout our own home, which, Michael and the kids think there's stuff everywhere. But
I don't even know what a vignette is. What's a vignette?
Carlene and I today had a really good opportunity to really embrace and educate Michael. It's a collection of pieces that you collate and you tell in a story.
Oh,
on a table.
It can
or
be
on a shelf.
or on a sideboard, or it could be, that's a little vignette and that's a little vignette.
Well, there you go, viewers. For anyone watching at home, that's what a vignette is. It's a story on a side table.
See, I love looking at classical homes, and it's not something like our home is mid-century modern, it's Palm Springs, it's a little bit of everything that we want it to be.
Yep.
But we're using VJ walls throughout
gorgeous.
the whole home, that lends itself to classical design. So it's really nice for us to come and see homes that aren't typically like our own and just be able to draw inspiration from them.
When we started to look at different areas and locations, our real estate agent actually showed us this property, and we just fell in love with the location, fell in love with the marina, and it's just the lifestyle aspect of it. Having young kids and having a private beach around the corner is just a dream come true. The house itself was really quite a nasty Mediterranean-looking 20-year-old run-down home, which had no design elements in it that I liked. So again, it was a really good opportunity to really push myself and to really show what I could do with a property like this, and we've been able to actually turn a Mediterranean mess into quite a beautiful Hamptons coastal lifestyle home.
Out of all the places that we've seen, I'm so confused as to what's inside and what's outside.
You've really blurred the lines.
Really
which is
blurred.
what you want to do.
Yeah, it's really seamless, and that was the whole idea, is to really create that open plan living. Literally everything is opened up, but then on the other hand, in winter, we just close the glass curtains and we still have an indoor-outdoor area that we can actually use and facilitate.
Basically, glass curtains is a wall of glass which opens like a door and also like a window. So it gives you a seamless view from the inside outside. But that wall of glass stacks back to nothing.
it was great to have Michael and Carlene here to actually see the finished product. And look, I hope that they got value out of it. I think that there was a couple of different products that they haven't seen before that I think they'll be able to take those ideas away and not so much implement them into their house, but I think it's actually created, a different perspective and actually being able to show what Indah Island does in comparison to, the style and the look that they have done.
It's been great checking out this style and learning along the way. Natalie's husband and I got to test out the new zesty pizza oven and give cheers to a job well done.
It was a really great experience also for us to actually go through a renovation. It's always different when you're working with a client, and it's always well and good to say, this is the process and this is how it happens. Actually living through a renovation or a build is actually really interesting, and it was great for myself to experience that. And, it's not all fun and games and pretty things all the time. You do get dirty, you do get dust, you are out in the elements to bring that all together. So for us to remove a tree in a cubby, it was an emotional decision for us. Now the kids don't even worry about the tree or the cubby. They've got a beautiful pool that they can actually swim in, and they'll have lots of pleasure for many, many years.
Yep, it's dusty, it's wet, it's really hard work, but at the end of the day, it'll all be worth it. As we gear up for the final push on our place, I need a moment longer in the western sun.
On the next Ready, Set, Reno. How long have you got to go?
9 weeks.
Really?
That's
9 weeks to go to get this finished.
Really?
Yeah.
And at our place...
Tropical cyclone Debbie isn't done with us all yet.